Alright, another video. Welcome back to Scooby Algo Trades. Just continuing on from the last video. I know these aren't quick edits or fancy tutorials or anything, but that's the whole thing about this quantitative analysis stuff. It takes time, it's programming. It's not exactly exciting until you hit on something that could be potentially profitable. So we're just going to continue testing this one, and we might move on to something else in a minute, or if this doesn't work, I might just bin it and continue on to something completely different. So we're getting lots of errors with this one. It's basically carry on from the first video if you haven't seen it. We basically put into Python some other guy's code with RSI, Bollinger Bands, all that kind of stuff. And see, ChatGPT makes tiny little tweaks and then it can change a lot of things, even the tiniest thing. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not so good. Like here, it's definitely not good. Most of the times it's not good. Like this is kind of just runtime warnings, which I taught it already. So I'll just pop that into ChatGPT again, see if we can do that. I should probably use 01 or the new version of 01 if I could get it. I don't know if that's available for me. I'll have a look, and then I might be able to sort it a bit quicker. As far as the one here on Quant Connect, again, all I did was, well, I thought all I did was change the dates, but it mustn't have saved. It mustn't have saved that one I did yesterday, because look, it's having the same problem, insufficient buying power, which ChatGPT fixed yesterday, but it mustn't have saved when I closed it down yesterday. Interesting. I thought it had saved it, so we'll probably have to put that through again. We'll probably have to put that code through again and see if we can fix it again. And it did change it quite a bit, because it was basically what it was doing was handling the percentage of equity going into the trade or something, which kind of did change it. Like, again, the smallest thing can change it quite a bit, So again, we're just waiting then for that one to finish, because what I did with that one again is I just changed the date from quite a lot to almost over a year and 9 months, just to see what the longer term span look like on that one. It'll be interesting to see. And on this one, again, I think I just told it that was the issue, right? And so I'll just say, sometimes I don't always give me the whole code, please. Oh, you can't see my ChatGPT there, can you? I'm just saying the whole code, please. All right. I'll pause it for a second and I'll come back and show you the progress of those two. All right, here's intermediate update. Just over halfway on this one. Net profit seems to be okay. Drawdown went to nearly 20%, so that's not really good. We could probably minimize that if we got to more granular data. I think it's on hourly at the moment. And then if we fix these again today like we did yesterday, it might even tighten it up a small bit. So we can come back to that when it finishes. That's still a nice bit of profit for 1 year, if you think about it. 52%. If it keeps going that way, it could be looking good. But I don't know, if we run it again, would we get something different? Possibly. It's possible. When you first come into this, start doing these things, and you realize that you can actually run these incredibly complicated algorithms, it's extremely empowering and fascinating, especially if you don't have a history of coding or background in mathematics or something, and you actually get some of them working, or even just copy some like I'm doing here. it's an amazing feeling, but it quickly fades away over time. It gets very disheartening because you just come across these errors all the time. Now on this one, on the second one that I'm running on the Python again, I managed to get ChatGPT 01, so it gave me something quite a good bit better, and we were able to get I think it was 6 months, and it got 2 trades. It does 100% wins, a Sharpe ratio of 90, so very good. So I'll just put it over a longer time frame and see how that one works out. I think it's over a year or so. We'll see how that one works out. So that's the update there. So I'll be back momentarily again to see how they come out, and then either we will go to something completely different, or if they're returning good values, we may as well stick to these ones. And what I'd like to do is get more granular and get rid of the errors, and then if it's going well, possibly run it live. So that will be exciting, especially if it's making money. But as you can see though, especially if it's on hourly, there's long times where it could be months where it's not making trades. So you have your computer on, you're losing money just having your computer on or whatever connected to the API. You want something that you could do for a few days at a time if you want, or whatever. So definitely need to get more granulated on this one to be realistic for me. Okay. But okay, so it's looking okay so far, but also disheartening, and also looking okay. Don't know what to tell you. That's where we are with these at the moment. Of course, you could be doing a million different things, as I said before, but these are the ones we're stuck with right now. We might move on to something else, more as I said, machine learning and stuff, which we looked at yesterday. I see also there's no views on the video as well, so I might do a few more of these, and if I continue to get no more views, I probably won't bother doing the videos then, because I guess you need some feedback. Although there is value in it for me to look back on, historically documenting it. Really, I suppose is handy for me anyway. So in that case, maybe it's a good thing to keep doing the videos just for myself even. I know that it's incredibly boring, but if you know what I'm doing, maybe not so boring, or if you're doing the same thing, or if you're looking for a community or to discuss these things, then maybe you found the right place. But the algorithm has to find you first, or you have to find it. So, all right, we'll come right back with the results here. So I don't know how long I have on the ChatGPT 01 here, but the rate limits and all that. I do believe there's another new one. This is 01 and not the 01 preview, so it should even be better. But I do believe there's another one after that. I think they're doing a 12 days of Christmas thing or something, where it's going to be especially for PhD and people doing stuff in mathematics and stuff. And but I believe it might be $200 a month or something, and I will be very tempted to at least try it. So that could be something else quite exciting, and hopefully could create a few nice algos for us. All right. Okay, this one's nearly completed, and 01 gave me a new code to get rid of these errors, saying it's have to do set brokerage model and account type margin, and adjust those adjustments, uppercase P and different stuff. So I'll pop them in and we'll run that again, and then after that I'll run it on a more granulated time frame, like instead of an hour, hopefully a minute, and then that should help with the drawdown as well, because we're nearly at 20% drawdown here, which isn't great, but the return's still looking good overall. I don't mind that it's taking its time not trading in these places, but on minute data it shouldn't be months before a trade, it should be, you know, at the very most a week or something. But as long as it's still positive at the end, we should be able to go and then maybe do a walk forward one or something on that one. The other one seems to be stuck. I don't know. It seems to be just frozen or crashed. I might have to redo the code on that one. I don't know. I'll give it another few minutes. All right, and here's the results. This one is finished now. And drawdown got to 20. Sharp ratio 1.8. Net profit looking pretty good, although it did start with $1 million. So loss rate 29, win rate 71%, beta 999. I think that's supposed to be against the benchmark, or is alpha against the benchmark? I forget which one is which. All right, so that one's. And then there's the trades, I guess. Okay, so that one's pretty interesting. I would just like to get more granulated on it and see how that one works then. So I'm going to change from hourly then to minute, and then maybe I'll take down the time span as well, down to just 9 months or something, because if it's minute data, and then we'll see how that one goes. The other one I think is frozen, so I'll have to forget about that one. All right, so we just went more granulated and fixed the errors on that one, and it's just starting on the Quant Connect one. And on the other one, I just told GPT it seems to be frozen. You know, give me a new code. It said something about, well, maybe cache the data or something. I said, all right then. And so we're going to try that one. Yeah, I'm kind of happy enough that there's some positivity coming out of that other algo. And we'll see this one. Just my mood today seems to be really down just because of three things. The cat went missing last night, but it did come back. So I couldn't be that upset about that. Stupid thing on BBC podcast I was listening to on my walk kind of put a bit of a dampener on my day, but like I think I'll be able to forget about that. And then I heard like my mother had high blood pressure or something, and I was like a bit worried about that, but then she said she's okay. And then I suppose these algorithms, it's just constant errors and not getting anything working, and that puts a serious like wrench in the works, I suppose, all the time. All right, we're getting errors there. At least that's something that we can fix, right? I prefer errors than it freezing. So yeah, I'm just trying to find ways. It's very hard to stay motivated, and it can be quite a lonely journey as well. This unless you're with a team in a company or something, I suppose. But otherwise, if you're not a retail trader or something, trying to break into it all on your own, I suppose you're programming on your own, and it's very difficult to stay motivated for months and months and weeks. It can be very exciting at times too. So, you know, but there is thoughts of throwing in the towel today. Okay, whole code, please. Just give me the whole code. Don't be giving me snippets. I don't want to work with snippets. I don't have the time for snippets. Just let me copy paste this stuff. So yeah, well, that's probably wasting my tokens, isn't it, with the GPT-01? Well, whatever. It's kind of worth it for me. I just want to. That's why to be careful about not attaching an image or something as well, because that kind of takes away a lot of tokens as well. So anyway, at least 01 is a little bit better. We'll run that, see how it goes. I should probably shorten the time span on that just to make sure that it works as well. All right. Okay, so this is more like it on the result of that one. And here's the graph. Sometimes I tell it to just try and give everything in the same sort of visual way that Quant Connect does, because I like the way their output works. And then ChatGPT try and does something similar. It's never as good though. And then I wonder if we use certain libraries like Algo Trading, stuff like that, because at the moment we're not using any of those other libraries, and I wonder would they possibly make it faster, or what would they do? But anyway, that looks pretty good here, and we've got 62 trades, loss rate 37, win rate 36, average win $1,000, average loss $200, sharp ratio on your 0.5, so not great, and drawdown nearly 30%, so not great there. But overall, profitable. No way it's processing the rows there. I'm not sure, right? But it seems to be processing the data a little bit different there, which I don't mind. So let's just give it that result and see what it wants to improve there. I think I would like to improve the drawdown. And what is the dates we're running this from? And I think this is also hourly. Oh no, it'd be daily, because that's what my data is. My data is daily. The other one is running on Quant Connect's data, which that's the great thing about Quant Connect. You can have the different data there. So we're running for 3 years on this, just over 3 years. So for 3 years, that's not a great return. 30,000 or whatever that is over 3 years. It's not that great, because I think you start with $1 million or 100,000. Definitely needs improvement, but interesting to be able to run it locally to see how we could build it up and what we could change on this one. So ChatGPT is just telling me, starting from 100,000 portfolio and ending in, it's a 34% return over 3 and a bit years, which is it's about 10% a year, which is like, it's okay, but you probably want something a bit better than that. Let's say, how can we improve so there is less drawdown. How can we improve on all the metrics, especially drawdown? Right, let's see if we can improve on that. It just gives a refine entry and exit criteria, summary, reduce overfitting. I'll say, okay, please implement all that and show whole code. See what it does, right? We could go in there and start tweaking things ourselves, but I'm just looking for something in general first. So he's going to give me a revised edition of the code there. We'll stick that in, and the other one is on minute data, so it'll probably take a long time. It says algorithm finished warming up, but I don't even know how it has minute data to it. I'm pretty sure Quant Connect has minute data, right? From that time period. It's just 9 months, 1st of 2023 to 9th, so it doesn't seem to be doing much yet, except saying it's finished warming up. However, we have new code for our Python, so I think this seems to be our workflow at the moment, just going from Python to Quant Connect. Maybe I shouldn't be working like that. Maybe I should be just sticking with one, or there might be much better workflows out there. So 271 lines of code now. I'm expecting some errors now because it looks like it changed a lot. No, it's running so far. All right, I'll let you know the outcome of both of these in just a moment. Okay, so as soon as I told it was daily bar data that we're working with in Python, which is my data, it seemed to come up with something pretty good here. So 100,000 to 140,000, and that looks like a very steady climb. Win rate 53, loss rate 46, total trade 233, average rate win 419, Sharp ratio only 0.36, max drawdown 30 to just over 30%, final portfolio 144. This is something we can work with here. That's interesting. Pity we can't really get granular locally, but this might be interesting to, that's 3 years there, just over 3 years and 233 trades. What percentage is that? 40. Again, it's almost about 10% a year, isn't it? Close enough. So that's interesting. We can't really get much different than that. It's very similar to the other one, but it's working pretty good. We might go in and start looking in detail on this manually and trying to understand it a little bit more, and maybe adding some stuff. For example, like the stops and stuff can't really work here on the daily bar data. But we might also run this on Quant Connect and see. It's probably, even though it came from the same sort of source code, it's probably quite radically different, even though it's using the same very similar attributes as this one, which doesn't seem to be, another one seems to be frozen again. Maybe it doesn't like that it wants to be minute data. I put it down to 3 months this time or something, or 6 months. Maybe I should put it to 3 months to see if it will work on that. And I really want to get it down to smaller time frames. All right, I'll put that down to just 3 months there. It's still taking its time, very long time. Maybe I'll just do 1 month. I'll give it a second. Anyway, I just asked GPT-01, would it be worth incorporating machine learning on that other code, right? Python one. And it said incorporate machine learning could be worthwhile. All right, so let's see, key considerations. Price-based features, model type, classification, predict whether the return over the next n days will be positive or negative, regression, predict the expected return over the next n days and only take trades if the expected return exceeds a certain threshold. Once you have labeled dataset, features, time, outcome, time. See, this is the thing about now, when you do machine learning, as far as I know, what happens is you train it on the data first, and then that has some data, and then you have to use that data. It depends. Sometimes it says as different things depending on what you're using. But then when you run it again, you have to use that trained data to run it. So again, I'm not an expert, but that's what I'm pretty sure we have to do. So first of all, if we're going to do machine learning on this, we have to pick a model. So it's classification, regression, gradient boosted decision, can handle tabular data well, can deal with non-linearities and complex often outperform simpler models. Cons, they do not inherently model time dependencies. Random forest, pretty easy to use, robust against overfitting. Cons similar to gradient boosting, doesn't inherently consider temporal structure. Time series considerations, unlike standard ML problems, financial time series data is non-stationary and often noisy. Neural networks, along short-term GRU or transformers, specialize in handling sequences, can potentially learn temporal dependencies directly. Pros can model complex temporal dynamics if given enough data and computing. Which model is best? Starting point, gradient boosted trees like XGBoost or LightGBM are often favored by many quants due to their strong performance on tabular data, relatively fast training, and ease of use. Okay, let's do that then. All right, well, let's just say, okay, let's implement, say, okay, please implement and show whole code. Also, please explain how to use. For example, do I need to train it first and then used saved data for the next time I run the algo? If so, what is the save data called and how do I implement it next time? Now, hopefully you'll be able to give me all the answers for that. The other one is still looks like it's frozen, so I'm just going to stop that one completely. I don't know what's going on there. Right, don't know. That's the output of that one. Maybe gonna put it at 1 month or something. Maybe it just has a problem with minute data, or I haven't done something. There's something fundamentally wrong. Maybe, I don't know. Try it one more time on 1 month. Maybe a minute data is too long for the other ones. All right, so we're going to try incorporating machine learning. So again, it's giving importing LightGBM, LGBM classifiers, all this kind of stuff. So it's going to explain to me what I need to do. So we're going to train the data. The code will attempt to load the train model from .joblib if it doesn't find one. So in the first one, it's going to try and train it because it's not going to find one. So then after that, it's going to output a .joblib and should be able to find it then. All right, so first one. So we're going to load this in. So finally, we're doing some machine learning. So this is a bit exciting. All right, save it. We'll run it. I know I should be much more organized with how I save and run files, etc. I probably need to pip install, whatever the hell that is. I think it's probably just going to tell me to do that. LightGBM, pip install LightGBM, I think I need to do. I think. Let's find out. Looks like it. Yeah, it's doing. So it's installing that successfully. It did it. I think that's what it's telling me to do. All right, should be fine now. Oops, I did it again. Scooby-Doo, Scooby Algo Trades. Welcome. No, but if you do want to, I have the Discord there and everything, right? Where are we? Scooby Trades, right? Look, you can share your YouTube videos, paste your algos, just talk if you want, do whatever you want, right? Place to hang out. A low pressure place just to come and talk about algos and stuff, right? Just do whatever you want, you know. Look, if it becomes hundreds of people, then we can start managing, but otherwise it's all ours just for whoever's interested, right? low pressure zone, just to share things, share your algos, do whatever we need to do there. So, all right, as I said, this could be a lonely place to start in. Just gonna say career. It's not really a career, is it? But if you're at home testing all this stuff and you need people to bounce off and you're only learning it, it's a good idea to have a place to go to, right? And certainly share whatever you're learning or whatever codes you're working on. I appreciate that. It looks like I'm going to have to stop this one again. It's still not working, that one. But that one does seem to be doing its machine learning stuff. My model saved to LGBT for some reason it hasn't completely finished. But there we go. That was really fast actually for a couple of years. Data. Maybe that was one of the pros of using that particular machine learning. All right, I'm just waiting for that to finish. And we'll be back and see if that did anything. Obviously, if I run it again, it should be loading that model. I'm going to find out exactly where it saved it to. I think it just saved it in here somewhere. If you find it, what's it called? Model job lib. It's probably just in here somewhere. Can't see it straight away. Might be still saving. Still doing something anyway. All right, I'll be right back and I'll show you in just a moment. And just an update on this one. It says the warnings you're seeing from LightGBM training process can occur if they cannot find beneficial splits. The important part is that its training stage is completed successfully. This means the model finished training. What's likely happening now? The code now proceeds to the next steps. For example, generating splits, executing trades, and calculating metrics. So it says I can open Task Manager to check if there's a activity, if Python is using CPU. And there is print progress messages every 10,000 rows. And if you don't see them, it might be taking a while to hit the next print interval. So I can open up my task thing and check, but I think it is doing something. And this one, it hasn't started at all. I guess maybe, I'm pretty sure it has minute data on. Maybe it's just that the code won't work with minute data, or I think we need to do something with this one as well. Right, more errors, everyday errors. I don't like errors. I'm trying to get used to having errors, but here we go. Okay, here's the update on the minute data thing for Quant Connect. It says there are a few key points to consider when running this algorithm. Course universe selection is always daily. When you use add universe course selection, the course universe selection is only run once per day, regardless of universe settings resolution. Minute data for selected securities. Although the universe selection uses daily course data, once the securities are selected, the actual tradable data for those securities can be requested at the minute resolution. Short backtest periods and universe updates. For example, in my backtest running just for 1 month, rebalancing schedule at every 300 days for the universe. This means that universe is likely updates only at the start and then never updates again during the test period. Ensure you are selecting suitable time frame and conditions. Need for additional indicators on data logic. So course selection is every 300 days. So if I'm only doing 1 month, then it might be hard for it to select which ones it's going to select for the minute data. So this means that I think that's what that means anyway. That means the universe likely updates only at the start and then never updates again during the test period. Ensure you're selecting suitable time frame. Need for additional indicators. Even if you have minute data for the securities, if your logic to generate insights or place trades depends on indicators, ensure you have logic with on securities changed or on data to actually handle the incoming minute data. To make minute data work more clearly, use universe type that supports more frequent updates. Consider using an ETF or directly with add equity to confirm short rebalancing. Decrease time delta 300 to something else, like time delta days 1, or time delta to universe more frequently. Okay. So we'll check. Okay. Please change the time delta to days equals, what's 1 month? Yeah, 1. And show whole code. Maybe that will work then. We're only doing a month, so minutes in a month should be okay. Right, so we'll stop this one, and that's how we're going to fix this particular one, hopefully. Time delta, I guess that might have been the problem here. All right, will my brain remember that when I need it most? Probably not. But there we go. There's another problem fixed, and it might create more problems. Let's see if that even runs. Maybe time delta. Okay, for course selection, because it has to select which stocks it's going to use, you see, first, before it then implements minute data on that stock or something. Anyway, that's the Quant Connect one. The other one seems to be stuck or something. I'll figure out. Anyway, I'll come back in a minute and I'll show you the results of both, hopefully. Okay, finally, this one seems to be doing something. And what's the date on it? Was just for 6 days. Only 6 days of data, but it's on minute, right? So I think what it's doing is it's selecting the course one first and then putting it on the minute data for them. Not looking good. Unfortunately, it's not really translatable, this particular one. But I'm sure if we played around with the different things, different parameters, maybe we might be able to get that working on minute data. Well, that's interesting. Not a good result, but we got it working on minute data, which is something. Also, I just had here the news on the ChatGPT. If you're watching this video later on, this probably won't matter as much, but is 01 and 01 Pro mode. So I think they're saying it's going to be $200 per month plan. You get 10 times the price of regular. So unlimited access to all the plans. Scaled access. Biggest perk is the access to 01 Pro mode. So ChatGPT Pro subscription available at a whopping $200 a month. I'm very tempted. Anyway, that's the news. Let's see where we are here. And this one, where are we on this one? Yeah, this one's still basically frozen. I did check the CPU, and it's like it's at about 10% for Python, so it is doing something. And perhaps it's time to like, I've been pausing this in between, so a lot more time has passed for me than for you, and I'm going to pause it again now. Okay, we're trying for 3 months here now. Let's see what the outcome is on that one, on the course, and then minute data here. And then this one, I just tried running it. I just cancelled it and tried running it again just to see what would happen. And it does seem to be recognizing, I think, that the training data is there, but then, because it says loading existing model there, but then there's a Errors again. Surprise, surprise. I should have just called this channel lots of errors or something. Alright, so I'm just going to show the errors here. Oh wait, it's going to think I'm talking about, because it's on the it's still on the Quantum Connect one over here on ChatGPT. So I'm going to have to explain to it. I'm back doing this one again. Okay, it said don't worry about the errors, but I just told it it's just taking too long. I think we have TQDM, which it's saying. I said, well, can we have a progress bar or some verbose mode or something? I think, and it said TQDM, which I think we already have. I know I should probably have it in an environment or something, but yeah, we already have it. But I don't know, this seems to be working for the moment. Maybe an environment is better to have all the dependencies in one place. But as I said, I'm not a coder, so I know I'm not doing any of this correctly, but certainly not by the book anyway. So there we go. We're getting, it's telling us what it's doing anyway. That it's doing something. So at least if it's doing something, we can see calculating indicators per ticker. Starting backtest. All right. So we're getting some visual representation that there's something going on. So I know it's not just sitting there frozen. That's giving us some feedback as to what it's doing. Processing rows. This may take a while. So 0%, but it's sitting at 0% for quite a while. If it sits at 0% for too long, then it is stuck or frozen or something. If we get a 1%, then it's probably okay. As far as the other one goes, how are we doing? It's not taking a lot of trades for quite a while, which I don't mind. This is only 3 months or something. So that's still going. Apple, DAL, what's DAL? Hood, Robinhood, Toast, not sure, Microsoft, I guess. No, Apple's not, no, App is not Apple. What is App? Not too sure. What's the drawdown like? Not even 10%, not too bad. It's handling the drawdown well. Profit not good though, at all. So, I like that it's not taking trades when it doesn't need to though. That's something. And I don't mind a losing streak if it's profitable overall. But within 3 months, or what is it, 3 months? March, April, May, June, yeah. You should see some profit in 3 months. So we might have to fiddle around with some parameters to get that working a bit right. And the other one is doing its machine learning. Well, rather it's not. It does seem to be. Ah, there we go, 1%. Okay, all right, so that's why it's taking so long. I said that's going to take forever. Whatever. I can leave this on through the night and let that go. I guess machine learning can take some time. Although ChatGPT did say this is going to be one of the quicker ones. I mean, it's worth it if it comes out with something good, right? This is why sometimes you can go up and get it, I don't know what they're called, nodes, or you can get these supercomputers, or I seen MoonDev using, I think it was Lambda or something. See if I can find it. Yeah, you can basically, Lambda Cloud, yeah, I think this was one of them, one of the supercomputers. You can get these clusters or whatever and launch an instance, and then you can just pay for that to go faster, basically. You can hire out a supercomputer. Also tempting, but I don't think I'm there yet. As I said, MoonDev seems to be quite advanced, quite far ahead for me anyway. I do try and see what, jump in and see what he's doing every now and again, and try and catch up. Yeah, shout out to MoonDev777. Seems to be making good progress anyway. He seems to be knowing what he's doing. All right. So I don't think I'll let you know the results of this in this video, but maybe the next one. And as far as this one goes, no trades, nearly finished. And then I think that's all we'll do for today. But there we go. There is a machine learning one running. I'll let you know how that goes then tomorrow. I guess best way to do that. At least just some feedback there. That's what we needed. And I guess it probably won't be worth it, but we'll see. Okay, so rather terrible result for a different time frame on that one, which is the trend following. Which I guess might make sense since it is based on trend following, because it'd be quite a lot more chop when you get down to the minute data. But I don't know, isn't it supposed to be fractal in nature? You know, you get the trends on the minutes as well. So depending, but it might be a different way of finding those trends than it would be on a higher time frame. So yeah, a lot of people seem to be going for the higher time frames. I would like to go for the smaller ones. I think it's more difficult probably, but you know, maybe through momentum might be better or something, or volume, and therefore maybe the next day we will then try and create our own algorithm for that from scratch and build upon it. Maybe that's what we might do the next day. So for now, thanks for joining Scooby Algo Trades. And again, the Discord is there if you want to say hi or whatever, or pop a comment below. And yeah, I know this is not it's not exciting. It's not fancy stuff. It's not editing and tutorials and stylized things. But if you're trying to understand, if you're trying to get an introduction to this stuff, and if you're looking for to bounce your ideas off and stuff, I'm here. And so until next time, I'll see you then. Scooby-Doo!